Welcome back to the Action Bible, audio companion and narration by MC Brown. And as always, we're in the Action Bible, the graphic novel adaptation by illustrations by Sergio Carrillo, general editor Doug Mouse, with text by David C. Cook, copyright 2010. This is a companion series that I'm doing. As always, at the beginning of every video, if you've following along, you can always skip with the timestamp. That's in every description of every video except the first one, of course. But we're just reading along with the Action Bible, which is a beautiful work of art and awesome idea that the creators had to basically illustrate and truncate the Bible into a very easy, accessible, readable format for not just kids, adults, whoever might be struggling with the prose version, or find this might be just enjoyable to refresh your Bible knowledge too. So for whatever reason, you might be reading it or want to read it or curious about it. Hopefully I'm helping you and it will inspire you to get it. Buy it, maybe read along one day or share these videos so maybe they get it. That's the whole goal of these. So I'm not trying to spoil anything. That's why I'm not going panel by panel. That wouldn't be right, and that wouldn't be the reason why I think God's calling me to do this. And I feel like what I'm showing you is basically where we're at in the pages as you go along, and hopefully you're reading along. For any pronunciations, I apologize for, as I do in every video, and just let you know if it's in the comments, I'll try to get it corrected by the next time I record. I usually try to knock a few of these out at a time at around 10 pages to 10 to 15-minute intervals, depending on how things work out. I could have finished Genesis last video. We were kind of in an in-between spot. I should have. And if I was not as knowledgeable as I should have, I would have known we were coming to close on Genesis. So I apologize for that, although we're going to wrap it up. We'll probably do Genesis into Exodus on this one. That's fine. That's just the way things work, and it might work like that again if I don't know an end is coming. That's my ignorance, and I apologize for that. So yes, we could have wrapped it up very easily too. I just got to know my stuff more. So, but with that in mind, it's going to happen in certain places. Trying to keep these to a certain length, it might happen again, and again, we're just try our best. That's all we can do. No one fails who does their best for God. That's what I had on a leaflet before and subscribed to. It's on my fridge. So, okay. Enough of me talking. As usual, we'll restate it for the timestamper followers who are jumping in already. Page 108, we're on Family Reunion based on Genesis 45 through 47. To wrap up Genesis, as we wrap up in Genesis and head into Exodus, that's where this one's going. Part 11 here on the Action Bible Companion. Family Reunion based on Genesis 45 through 47. Jacob's sons are shocked to realize that the governor of all Egypt is actually their long-lost brother. Then they remember how they last treated him. Joseph! He must hate us. What will he do now? I believe it was God's will for me to come to Egypt so I could save your lives and the lives of everyone suffering from the famine. We don't deserve God's mercy, Joseph. Can you forgive us? I forgave you all years ago, but I had to be sure you had changed when you showed your loyalty and love for Benjamin. I knew you had. Look, this famine will last 5 more years. Go home and bring our father to be near me. I will provide for all of you. Thank God for a brother like you. As quickly as they can, Joseph's brothers travel to bring their father the good news. Joseph waits impatiently until one day, Excellency, your father and brothers are camped in Goshen. Joseph hurries to his chariot and races towards his father's camp. Father, father, my son, God has answered my prayers. Back in the city, Joseph proudly presents his father to Pharaoh, who gives Jacob the best pasture land in all of Egypt. May God bless you for your kindness to us. The end of an era based on Genesis 48 through 50. For 17 years, Jacob and his sons live happily in Egypt. Then one day a messenger brings sad news to Joseph. Sir, your father is very ill. He wants you and your sons to come right away. They hurry to Jacob's bedside. Bring your sons to me so I can bless them before I die. May God, who has guided me all of my life, bless my grandsons. Because of the wickedness of his older sons, Jacob gives the family birthright to Joseph and his sons. Remembering how he was the youngest, Jacob crosses his arms when he blesses Manasseh and Ephraim. This gives the larger share to the birthright to the younger Ephraim. Then Jacob calls all of his sons to bless him, and blesses them. Jacob dies, and his sons carry the old chieftain's body back to his homeland of Canaan. After Jacob's funeral, Joseph walks away from the camp along with his brothers. After Jacob's funeral, Joseph walks away from the camp alone. His brothers watch him in his grief. After all these years, Joseph was the closest with our father, and we have no way to comfort him. Joseph, you are the head of our tribe now. We will be your slaves if you wish it. No, you did evil, but God used it for good. For years, the sons of Jacob live happily in Egypt. God has been good to us, more than we deserve. As long as I live, I'll thank God and seek his forgiveness. When Joseph is very old, he calls his relatives to see him. God will bring you out of this land to the land he gave to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. And when you return, take my body with you. I want to be buried in the land of my fathers. Soon after this, Joseph dies. All of Egypt mourns Joseph's death, but as new rulers come to the throne, they forget how Joseph and his God saved Egypt. They only notice how large the tribe of Hebrews has become. Baby in a Basket, based on Exodus 1:1 through 2:10. The new Pharaoh in Egypt has forgotten that the Hebrews' ancestor Joseph saved Egypt from the famine, from his royal yacht on the Nile. The king frowns as he watches the Hebrew shepherds with their rich flocks. There are too many Hebrews in Egypt. If we had a war, they might turn against us. I must find a way to keep them from causing trouble. The next day, the king inspects a new building project. We need thousands more workers to get this job done. This sounds like a perfect job for the Hebrews. They will work as slaves. It will save us money, and then those foreigners won't be able to cause trouble. So from daylight to dark, Hebrew men and boys are driven from their homes and forced to work under whip-cracking slave drivers. But with God's blessing, the Hebrews flourish and grow stronger even under the harsh conditions. We work them harder every day, but there are more Hebrews than before. The king will not be happy about this. When Pharaoh hears the report, I'll take care of the slaves. Throw every Hebrew baby into the Nile River. The cruel order is carried out. Hebrew mothers and fathers risk their lives to protect their sons, but the king's men never give up on their search. Night after night, Amram, a Hebrew from the tribe of Levi, hurries home from work, afraid that the soldiers have visited his home. O God, help us keep our new baby boy safe from the Egyptians. There's Miriam. The soldiers must not have come. Quickly, Amram enters the house and bolts the door. Surely God is with us. Our baby is still 3 months old, and still Pharaoh's soldiers have not found him. God will help me find a way to save our son. The next day, Jochebed prepares a little basket. Keep watch, Miriam. I'm almost finished. Then, carefully avoiding the Egyptian soldiers, she takes the basket and her tiny son to the river. His basket will float like a little boat. Keep watch over him, Miriam. Oh, my son, it tears my heart to send you away. May God watch over you and protect you. Miriam hides in the bulrushes and watches. The princess, will she see the baby basket? Look, what a strange little basket. I wonder what's inside. The maid brings the basket to the princess, who opens it. A Hebrew baby. Listen to him cry. We have to find someone to feed and care for him. Just then Miriam steps out of the bushes. Shall I find a Hebrew nurse for the baby? Yes, bring one to me as soon as you can. Mother, come right away. The princess has found our baby, and she wants a Hebrew nurse to take care of him. God has answered my prayer, Miriam. My son will be safe with the princess. At the river's edge, take this baby and care for him. If anyone questions you, send word to me at once. I'm naming him Moses, because I pulled him out of the water. Prince on the Run, based on Exodus 2. So the Hebrew baby is returned to his own home, but now under the protection of the king's daughter. That night Amram and Jochebed gather Moses with his sister Miriam and brother Aaron. They kneel and pray. O God, we thank you for saving our little son. Help us to train him to serve you. Young Moses lives in his home until he's about 4 years old. Then his mother takes him to the palace to live with the princess who adopts him. Years pass, and the boy Moses lives the life of a young prince in Pharaoh's palace. One day he drives through the city to a place where Hebrew slaves are working. As he watches the slaves toil, he is startled by a man's scream. Moses jumps from his chariot to investigate and finds an Egyptian guard beating a Hebrew slave. In sudden anger, Moses strikes out hard. Look! He killed the guard! The next day Moses returns. When he sees two Hebrews fighting, he tries to stop them. Don't fight each other, idiots! Who made you a judge over us? Are you going to kill me the way you killed that Egyptian? People know I have killed a man. There's only one thing I can do, and I have to do it now. Later that day in the palace, Prince Moses killed an Egyptian guard for beating a Hebrew slave. Find the traitor and kill him! But Pharaoh's orders come too late. Moses has a head start on the soldiers who chase him. He escapes, and after a long, hard ride, he reaches the land of Midian. Tired after his flight from Pharaoh, Moses rests by a well. Get away from here until we water our sheep. No, we were here first. You leave us alone. I think you should let the woman go first. After all, that's the civilized thing to do. The cowardly shepherds retreat, and Moses helps the woman water their flocks. When the women return to their camp, one of them tells her father what happened at the well. A man saved you, and you came home? Straight home? Why didn't any of you ask him to dinner? I am Zipporah. My father, Jethro, invites you to eat with us. Moses accepts the invitation, and that night, after supper, I need a shepherd, a good man I can trust. Why don't you stay with us? Thank you, I will. This will be a good place to hide from Pharaoh. All right, that's where we'll wrap up. Sorry for the little pause there. I wasn't sure to continue, but I felt okay, that was a good move. So we're basically stopping after getting through page 120. So when I resume reading next, it will be on page 121, A Burning Bush. So again, as always, I thank you guys for listening, following along, and all the good stuff, especially as recording time as we wrap up trying year as we are when this is recorded. Hopefully God's keeping you safe and well, praying for all you guys, and hopefully he's keeping you safe and wise and well. And as we wrap this one down, I pray for his blessings. God bless you all, and pray for strength to get through these days and keep going on here. So rolling along, appreciate you guys as always. Love you guys, and when we return, we will return with part 12, which will be 121, A Burning Bush. So we'll see you guys next time. Stay safe and well.